All right, welcome back to a brand new video of the Targeted Individual Program, Targeted Individual Experience. So, I am going to let you guys listen to just a couple minutes of Dark Persuasion. It's the audiobook that I have on Audible. And again, I want you guys to pay attention because, again, if you're a TI and your family don't believe you, because, again, they're ignorant to the fact that even though they may know about brainwashing, they don't think that it could have happened to you because what makes you so important, right? What makes you so important the government would do this to you? And this is how the government operates by selecting those who they know that they can get away with these things, right? But like I said, always remember you gotta think prior to you becoming aware of being targeted that you were targeted. You just have to remember certain things that was happening that just seems off, right? So for those of you who are new TIs, I would say possibly less than 5 years, you might not be able to think back on certain things and see that as being part of your targeting. But the more as the years go by and if you're still a target, they're going to repeat some of the same things that gonna make you think back and say this has happened to me before. Okay, so now I know what Nigel is talking about. Okay, now I see what he is saying. All right, listen.
Century philosopher Spinoza said, "No man's mind can possibly lie wholly at the disposition of another." I am not sure that he was right. In the 100 years since Lenin and Pavlov met, there have been too many instances of coercive persuasion to dismiss the idea out of hand. It has become an international preoccupation, a theme in movies and books, as well as a focus of sponsored research and congressional inquiries. Lurking like a boogeyman, Pavlov is always referred to in discussions about brainwashing, and it is important to reflect on whether his notoriety is justified. Pavlov stood for two things: materialism and scientific method. What outraged people in the early part of the 20th century was his materialism, his suggestion that there is nothing unique about human consciousness, emotion, and intellect was anathema. But what frightens us today is his meticulousness in shaping behavior. People look askance at B.F. Skinner for some of the same reasons. In defense of behaviorism, Skinner commented, "My image in some places is of a monster of some kind who wants to pull a string and manipulate people. Nothing could be further from the truth. People are manipulated. I just want them to be manipulated more effectively." Brainwashing goes beyond behaviorism and is comprised of many elements. As Skinner implied, one element entails manipulation and, in some instances, coercion and isolation. Another element is that the manipulation may be so surreptitious individuals may not even know how or even if they are being targeted. A third characteristic is that actions are taken at the expense of the targeted individuals. Someone else benefits from the manipulation.
All right, so I had to pause the audiobook. But then he goes on to say about sleep deprivation, right? Which they'll use my neighbor constantly dropping stuff on the floor. This morning after I uploaded my video, a few minutes later, they started moving the furniture around. You know, it was like, oh, you need to move. You better move. Yeah, I don't pay attention because it's like if you if you if you analyze what's being done, you can figure out some of the messages, right? Like constantly moving furniture. Why? And it happens after I upload videos. Okay? Not before. When I come in the house at night, come in my bedroom, they don't do that. But let's say the New York Predator Department outside using their sirens that they just did. As I said, New York, they use the sirens. All right, and after I upload the videos, they'll start moving furniture around, dragging it on the floor, back and forth. Right? It's a harassment tactic. It is a sleep deprivation tactic. right? Because the more, you see, here's the thing, they know that the more tired you are, the more susceptible you are to conditioning. This is why at times, most TIs, I'll tell you, if you're a TI, you've been microchipped, you've been drugged multiple times. Okay? So again, you know, like you said, they're able to manipulate us in ways that is precise, subtle, and precise. Okay? And then there's the other chapters follow this one. This one is called, this chapter is the beleaguered, uh, oh, the beleaguered persistent of brainwashing, right? And the next is called the future of brainwashing in neuroscience and social media. But I was listening to a chapter last night. It's from racial harmony to death in the jungle, and what, because it's about Jim Jones, right? The cult of Jim Jones, and what happened in Guyana. You know, hundreds of people taking poison, what have you. But at one point, and I was falling asleep, and at one point, I swore I heard they're talking about microchip, right? And that because of I see African Americans, right? It's African. You're talking about African Americans being microchip, and if finding out that they have been microchip will lead to mass suicide. And I just woke up and I was like, wait a minute, I gotta hear this shit again, right? When I went to replay the chapter, first of all, I just kind of like moved the kind of rewind back just slightly. It wasn't there. Didn't hear it. So I went and replayed the chapter again. I said, well, hold on. I know this was. So when I looked and I saw the future of brainwashing neuroscience and social media. I said, did they skip to a part? Did they hacked into the tablet and played a portion of this chapter? So I went to that chapter and I didn't really listen to it. It's only what is it? It's like 40 minutes or something like that. But I kind of kept going forward just a little bit, so that maybe I can hear this part. Nothing. Went back to the other chapter. Played the entire chapter. Nothing. And I'm saying to myself, oh, okay, I see what they do. See, with artificial intelligence today, what many people don't understand, artificial intelligence can mimic our voices, and it is so good that it is almost listening to a conversation between two human beings. All right, or listen to something that's being read by two human beings. And I said to myself, damn, why is it? Why? Where is it? I'm looking for it because I know I heard it say. As the reading was saying about African Americans being microchipped, and if they found out that they were going to commit mass suicide, or mass suicide might happen. And I'm just like, wow, man. So I'm gonna have to listen to it again. Like I said, I'm gonna have to listen to it again, and see what is going on, because, like I said, sometimes they'll send me these subliminal messages, right? And listen, there's no mistake in my mind with these racist mindset, these racists and their racist mindset, that it is quite possible, okay? And how they're doing it, I have my theories, right? One is mass incarceration and the taking of our DNA, right, of those incarcerated, their DNA, for again, they've done a lot of DNA studies on black people. They've stole black people's DNA from the public health system, as well as from these and also white people too, from these ancestry sites, right? And so, and the fact that they've been able to create weapons for this, to kill people based off of your DNA, off of your, what they call ethnic weapons, right? And also through STDs, right? Such as herpes. Herpes, they've used that virus, modify it to carry foreign agent into the brain. because the brain has its defense mechanism, its own defense mechanism, right, and will attack anything that is foreign. So by using a sexually transmitted disease virus and then modifying it to where they put another virus, right, and then it is able to carry that virus into the brain and not be attacked by the brain natural defenses. All right, don't believe me? Go look it up. Go Google it. Right? It's a lot of shit they've been able to do that we don't think that they're able to do, because again, we are ignorant to technology, to science, and like I was just reading about Britain using radio wave frequency weapons to shoot down missiles and planes. Right? Radio wave frequency weapon to shoot down missiles and planes. There you go. What year we are in? 2024. Now, when they show this in the movie, you think they show them if what timeline do you think the movies always project? Right, way into the future, right? Way into the future. But these things are happening now. They've been happening, right? We're just not paying attention, and they're not letting the information out. They're very fortunate sometimes that certain information is being we're able to read about. Okay, I'll talk to you guys in the next video.